Greetings YouTube, couple of news items here. First of all, Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed again, that's for a third time. And a lot of people are really pissed off about it. So much so that they've been sending the developers death threats. Really? Really? Because some management level arseholes somewhere have cocked up the schedule, you're sending the low-level programmers death threats. I mean, quite apart from it being pointless, I think it's quite childish, really. You know, there's a lot going on right now, and yes, I'm talking about coronavirus. I try not to mention it on this channel because it's a gaming channel and everybody already knows about coronavirus, but with everything going on, I don't think the release of a video game is a high priority right now. It's not as if it's the only game that's going to come out on that date. And it is supposed to be a PS4 release, but there is a digital upgrade to the PS5 version, and its release date was supposed to coincide with the PS5. Yeah, I get it. Sort of, but not really. I mean, some people have used the excuse, and it is an excuse, not a bloody reason, but like they've taken time off work to play this game. I booked time off so that I could specifically just sit down and play this. And guys, I run a YouTube channel. I don't take bloody time off work to play games and put all the videos together. Time off work to play a video game? No, I'm having trouble getting my head around that. The death threats are particularly pointless because, as it turns out, this latest delay to Cyberpunk 2077 is due to regulations with the Polish stock market. Now, I don't know anything about the British stock market, let alone the Polish one, so I'm just going to quote directly from the statement they put out. In a nutshell, early, the unplanned release of this information could have potentially led to market abuse and manipulation of CD Projekt's stock price on the WSE. Therefore, due to the aforementioned regulations, the information on postponement of Cyberpunk 2077's release date couldn't have been shared with all of the group's employees before the current report was filed and made public. I don't understand a single fucking word of what they just said. It sounds corporate and complicated. I'm just going to take their word for it. But again, issuing death threats to the low-level programmers because A, the management fucked up the time management aspect of their management-orientated management job. I don't get it. I mean, these developers were already being spare a fucking thought for the development team themselves. You know, the actual people who are banging away on the keyboards, clicking the mice and probably developing problems in their wrists. These people have been forced to crunch for quite a while now. If you don't know what crunch is, it's sort of like forced overtime, but often without overtime pay, because it's not overtime. Yes, it fucking is. It is fucking overtime. They just don't want to pay them overtime. Now, CD Projekt Red has already said that they are paying the developers on here overtime, so that's good, but they're still being made to work overtime for someone else's cock-up. You know, the low-level guys are having to pay for upper or middle-level management fuck-up over the schedule. So spare a thought for them rather than whining about how you're not going to get your brand new shiny video game. I don't give a shit. Mainly because you don't seem to give a shit about them. The other piece of news is that due to coronavirus, we here in Britain are going back into lockdown briefly for a few weeks before Christmas. The idea is that we go into lockdown now, get that, is it the R number? I forget the letter they use for it, the rate at which the virus replicates. To try and get that down over the next 4 odd weeks or so that we can lift the lockdown and be out of it in time for Christmas. That's the theory. Now, Obviously, if we're going to go into lockdown, that basically means that non-essential shops here in Britain are going to close, and video games are not exactly an essential. So those shops are going to close as well, except that leaves a lot of people with consoles on pre-order kind of in limbo, one of whom is myself, because the internet sold out in precisely 8 seconds, and I went to the local shop and pre-ordered one. But those of you who have pre-ordered by your physical presence at the store, if you've pre-ordered at the very least at Argos, Game or Smiths, they've already confirmed that they will open and allow you to pay for and collect your console. Smiths in particular have already said that they will only be taking payment via card, not cash. And I assume that Argos and Game will do the same thing. It's a sensible precaution. And yeah, so you will still be able to collect your consoles from there, whether it's PS5 or the Xbox Series X/S, whichever one. Rather hilariously though, Game has said that anyone wanting to pre-order an Xbox Series X or S, please pre-purchase their orders in-store before Wednesday evening, because we're going into lockdown Thursday. Yeah, good luck trying to pre-order a new next-gen console by Wednesday. It's Monday right now. The stock everywhere is probably going to be completely out. If you haven't pre-ordered the console now, I should think that you're probably out of luck. Even if you turn up on release day, I seriously doubt you'll get one. But you have my sympathies for that, by the way. Game also says, we recommend checking the website for updates to avoid disappointment and unnecessary travel to store. Yeah, because the internet has been so good for pre-orders so far. They also said if you want to collect your console on launch day, it will be between 8 AM and 2 PM. Not quite sure what my local game store is going to do because it's inside a shopping centre, and the shopping centre doesn't open while I believe it's 10. So I'm going to assume I'm going to be back at work by then in any case, so I'm not going to be able to collect it before like 10:30 in any case, so it doesn't matter for me. And Xbox All Access customers will be contacted directly today with further instructions. At least that's what Game says. I don't know what Xbox All Access is. I'm a PlayStation person. So yeah, retailers here in Britain have said that you'll still be able to pick up your shiny new next-gen console as long as you're only collecting a pre-order from their stores. And Cyberpunk 2077 developers are getting death threats, because that's the grown-up thing to do when a game is delayed. Seriously guys, why don't you just go away and learn knitting or something? You only have to learn 2 types of stitches and that's pretty much it. It's not hard.